Happy Sunday, everybody. We got to talk about the latest episode of the Traitors US Season 4, Episode 9. We're going to roast it, recap it. We got to get into it. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and Traitors US superfan Joleen Lunzer here for another roast and recap of the Traitors US on Peacock, Season 4, Episode 9. That's what we'll be talking about today. It's crazy, we only have a few episodes of the Traitors left, and the season is over. And I hate that. I'm like, no. But first things first, you guys, welcome. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. I want you to sound off in the live chat if you're joining me live. Hello. And tell me all your hopes, thoughts, dreams, and opinions about this episode. And also, if you're on the replay crew, please sound off in the comments. And then my live chat people, feel free to hit the comments after this live and tell me even more of your thoughts. Because we only have, like I said, a few, I think 2 more episodes, maybe 3, because they have to Rob said they have to survive 3 more round tables. So it's too soon. They should have 2 seasons of Traitors every year. I want more Traitors. But you guys, first things first, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It helps me so much and I appreciate it, as we are over 50,000. We're back over 52,000, on our way to 60,000, which is our next goal. I don't know if that's my 2026 full goal, 60,000 subscribers. It's a hefty goal, but maybe. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you want to support the channel further, you know the drill. You can send a super chat while we're here on YouTube. I'll highlight your comment and read it. You can also join my YouTube membership. Either that, or also I have a Patreon if you prefer Patreon, where you can get some exclusive things on the YouTube and the Patreon. That are some bonus content, I guess you would say, bonus things. Or you can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Quick shout out. Yesterday, I got a very nice, generous Venmo from Kelly. Thank you so much, Kelly. That was incredibly sweet. Thank you. Shout out to you. Links for everything are in the description. I also have a goal this year of getting to 10,000 followers on my Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, come find your gal JoJo. Okay, we're going to just call me JoJo now. Come find me over there and follow me. Thank you, Tisme Krista. Like the glasses, I appreciate that. Julie, thank you. Julie says, love your channel. You have me laughing inappropriately at work way too often. That's the best. Oh my gosh. Yes, you have to be laughing at work, and especially inappropriately. Steven, one of my wonderful mods, coming in with a hot take. This is the best season ever. I love to lie. I was going to say, I don't think Steven thinks this is the best season ever. But it's still very entertaining. We have a lot going on within the castle, within the turret. I mean, we're down to the last faithfuls that are left are Natalie, Maura, Chris. Here, let me just share this. Some people are pissed. Let me know if you guys are pissed with this season, or should I say what's left for faithfuls. Oops. Or if you're like, no, I'm enjoying it. So the last of the faithfuls are Natalie, Maura, Tara, Mark, and Johnny. And right, Natalie, Maura, Kristen, Tara, Mark, Johnny, and then our 2 traitors now, because Rob has invited Eric in to become a traitor, since he himself said that he is the traitor hunter, and that's kind of how he invited him. And we'll talk about that. And so now Eric is a traitor. But as you can see, like, this tweet is from @Sutton's Roller, and they say, honestly, the Traitors US needs to make major changes, because how are we left with this with this again? And it got 1,100 people liked it, and then I got some retweets. So let's see what you guys are saying. Kelly says, I'm not pissed. Not sure I care enough. Right. There's so many other things for me to be pissed about. I'm definitely not going to be overly pissed about the Traitors. Maybe in a year or a time, or, when we don't have so much crazy stuff going on, I would be like more bummed. I mourned Candace. I really wanted Candace to make it to the end as a traitor, but thus is the game. I watch all of these competition shows. My faves rarely make it to the end. It's a normal feeling for me. So now I got over that and I'm back. Cami says pissed if Rob wins, but it is a good season. Otter says, I'm loving it. Steven says, I don't get the Rob lore. KM Sin says, go Rob. Hey, Jamie. Yes, hit that like, you guys. So a lot of you are still liking it. Tis me. Krista says, I like the season. I like the Jack in the Box a lot. Oh, we got to talk about that. KM says, I love it. Amanda Lives Mom says, faithfuls are snowed. Like, really, they all think there are no traitors, I swear. It's kind of like if you watch season 1 of the Traitors, the season Suri one. The Suri had those players. If you haven't watched season 1, definitely go back and watch it, because Suri had those faithfuls thinking she was their best friend. They were going to Thanksgiving. They thought they had no idea. And that's why Suri, to me, I've been seeing a lot. I watched the Rob Has a Podcast because Sandra, Queen Stays Queen from Survivor, Sandra Diaz-Twine was on it with Puya. It's a great episode. If you guys want to check that out, if you haven't already, go over to RHAP. But Sandra her and Puya were kind of having the discussion if Snake Rob from Love Island is the best traitor of all time. And I personally am not willing to go there. Right now, I'm going to have to see a lot more from Rob, because Suri did it. And Suri did it like it was poetry, like it was ballet. It was an art. Now, Rob is doing the damn thing. Okay. And I think since I did watch him, like I've said, in his season of Love Island, or his second season, I think it would have been considered, it makes sense that he would be good at lying, manipulating, cheating, and stealing and things, because that's kind of how he was in the dating world. So at first I was like, what's he doing there? And then I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense. Rob loves to do this kind of stuff, but there really is no comparison to Suri. What Suri did, what she's done on every competition show she's been on, is just next level. And so I don't know why we're just to each their own. Have your own opinion. If you're like, but I do think Rob is the best, you have every right to. But Suri is just, to me, it doesn't get better than Suri in these social strategy games, and the way she snows these people and the way she plays them. So I think it might be some people. I'm not saying you guys, if it's you, but if you get offended, it might be you. Might have a little bit of a boner for Rob. And that's why we're putting Rob on this big pedestal, but and that's okay. You can. Right? Exactly. I Dawson. Thank you. Says, I almost forgot she was a traitor sometimes. Yeah, we all did. That's how good Suri was. Like, Suri she's just next level. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about how good she is at games like this and how good she was on Traitors. All right, you guys, I got to let the doogies in from going TT. I let them out real quick before I went live, and they were like, well, we don't want to come in yet. We want to keep laying in the sun as long as it's still somewhat sunny here. So smash that like, talk amongst yourself. I'll be back in 2 and 2, like Love Connection, and I'll play everybody's favorite clip. We'll play the kitty. Oh, I gotta put my Traitors background up. Oh, there we go. Maybe some of you haven't seen this one, but it's a classic. One of my favorite songs, the song of 2026. Hello, kitty.
Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. They call me Hello Kitty. And I'm hella pretty. My lashes hella fine. Your man wanna be mine. I don't got the time. I'm a pretty little dime. Yeah, I'm hella fine. Yeah, I'm hella fine. Kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. I'm hella pretty, 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 pretty. My name is Brittany. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. They call me Hello Kitty, and I'm hella pretty. My lashes hella fine. Your man wanna be mine. I don't got the time. I'm a pretty little dime. Yeah, I'm hella fine. Yeah, I'm hella fine. Kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. I'm hella pretty, 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 pretty. My name is Brittany. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty.
All right. You're welcome, and I apologize for that. I love that part. Yeah, I'm hella fine. My name is Brittany. Hello, kitty. Okay, we're back. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. All right. So now I ran downstairs, and I'm out of breath. But we got to get into this episode of The Traitors. Okay. First, let me look at some of these. Thank you so much. We got some super chats coming in. Thank you, Artist Fleetwood. Always good to see you. Says, love thy neighbor is my dream. Joleen, aka Jojo. Thank you. Thank you so much. Michelle's three boys. Thank you for the super chat. Says, hi, Joleen. Excited for the recap. Yes. We love a Traitors recap. And Jamie B, my Aquarius bestie, says, Queen Cerie, period, point blank. No questions. Cerie is the queen. And just like Sandra, queen stays queen. Okay. Your son hated that. You guys like that. I know you guys like the don't be a dick better. Sometimes I just want to hear, hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Okay. Hello, kitty. Okay. So we have The Traitors, episode 9, you guys. And like I said, Rob is looking to recruit another traitor. He has decided to recruit the most faithful of all faithfuls, and that's Eric. And I'm like, oh. Eric he's so cute. He's very sweet, but his, ears have failed him this season, and now his eyes have failed him as he gets the letter, and he's like, traitor, oh my God, I'm gonna poop myself. And he's like, and I know who's writing this is. It's Johnny. No. I don't know if Eric's gotten anything right this entire season. He's so dang likable, but he's really bad at this. And now he's going to be a traitor. And the traitors obviously are disposable to Rob. He has, set both of his fellow former traitors up, Lisa and Candace. So Rob is just looking for someone that I think he can trick as well when he needs to, and someone who really is Team Rob and in the Rob fan club, and that's Eric. Because when he tells Eric that, or when he reveals himself, takes off his cape, off his hood, and Eric's like Eric thought of everyone else. He never thought of Rob. Not once. And that's crazy. Rob has these remaining faithfuls so snowed. It's almost sick how snowed they are. Eric's like, what? And Rob's like, yeah, I'm the traitor hunter. And right there, Eric, hopefully, I know he mentions it later in the episode, should have all the red flags going, holy shit, I think he's just making me a traitor to kill me. And Eric does, like I said, he does mention that later. But right now he's like, all I can do is trust him. But I don't know, you guys. I'm worried because I don't think Eric is going to, I don't think he has the skill set to combat Rob when Rob comes for him and takes him out. Because there's no way Rob is going to split the money with any traitors. From what we've seen from Rob, he's like, I'm going to get to the end and it's just going to be me. So, and he does. Yes, Lolly, Lawless, he trusts Rob so much. Earthly says Eric is cringy performative. Yes, Eric is going down. He's going down, in the earlier round. Like he's screwed. So now he's a traitor and he's like, basically, I need a diaper. I'm going to go doo-doo on myself. I can't believe it. Let's see if we can pull up some more pictures of, you okay there, buddy? Oh, you okay? You okay, Dave? Dave Dog's like, I got something in my mouth. Did you eat something outside? Oh, you little cutie. Okay. He's like, no, I'm fine. I just wanted to make weird noises and remind you that I'm here. Okay, so let me pull up some pictures, hopefully, from this episode. If they're even organized. Oh, they're really not. Oh, well. So, Eric is now a traitor. Immediately, they have to go into the turret and they have to decide who they're going to murder. And Eric is just like, oh my God, Rob, like, how have you done this? Eric is so freaking nervous. And so they're up there in the turret. Why can't I find some? Let's look at latest. Let's see if they have one of, well, they do have the round table one. So Eric is like, what do we do? And Rob's like, well, we only have, you know, certain people that we can schmurder. Ultimately, they decide on Dorinda, which I tell you, I do not miss Dorinda. I was happy that they schmurdered Dorinda. I feel like Dorinda, it was such a waste this season. I can't say enough how much we didn't need her back. And I thought she was going to bring something and she brought nothing. And again, this could be because there was allegedly some tension between her and Ron Funches, like Ron was saying, and she allegedly said some terrible things about him and they cut it out. So maybe all of Dorinda's like drunken madness, maybe they would have shown on the show, or any drama. They didn't, because maybe it was that bad. But yes, Dorinda was a nothing burger. She left. The edit, it was so safe. Every time she came into breakfast, he's like, I'm here. And I'm like, okay, do something. Do something besides flirt with Snake Rob. Because this is the most boring I've ever seen Dorinda in my life. I didn't think Dorinda could be this boring. But this was so boring. And now I just can't wait for the reunion. And I really hope they're able to talk about in detail what actually went on between her and Ron Funches. You know, they probably won't be able to, but I really want to know why Dorinda was so boring. Never bring her back for any of these like competition type shows. It was horrible. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we'll talk about that after this, but there is some juicy things coming out of the reunion. And that's being reported, and there's people have unfollowed each other. People have walked off set allegedly. So yes. So you guys remember, everything I say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I forgot to preface it with that. Yes, Lau says, I think there wasn't enough liquor for her. Maybe not. Yeah, they had to. Oh my God. Hello, Lucky Kitty. Yes, they had to edit out her martini speeches. And if you guys, you know, some people that watch this, a lot of people aren't Housewives fans. They just watch like the competition shows or Love Island or something. So they're not really familiar with the Housewives. And I feel like us Housewives fans, we talked Dorinda up so much. I'm sure people are like, oh my God, what a bunch of liars. You guys are liars. Dorinda, you made us look like a liar. But you guys missed out on martini speeches from Dorinda. They are disturbing and iconic. You know, she's like, you can understand like every fourth word, and they're long and they're slurry. And Dorinda always gets in a fight with someone. That's why it doesn't make sense. Like, obviously, I believe Ron Funches 100% that, Dorinda and him got into this fight and she said something horrible, because Dorinda always gets into fights and says horrible stuff to people. So the fact that we didn't see her get in a fight with anyone, even her first season of Traitors, she got in a fight with people in the kitchen. And that was, tame. So there's no way that she didn't get in a fight. It's just they decided to edit it out, which is unfortunate. Okay, because man, what a waste. So I didn't care that Dorinda was gone. So everyone shows up to breakfast. Eric is now a traitor for the first time, and he's like, how do I act? What do I do? Where's the salmon? And as they're slowly filtering in, everyone's like, oh my God, Dorinda. And then pretty soon people are over it. So that's why I felt bad for Steven, because he was blamed that Natalie thought he was performative, like he didn't really care that Dorinda left. It's like, Natalie, nobody cared that Dorinda left.
I've fallen and I can't
like,
get
did
up.
you? Why would Steven care that Dorinda left? He wasn't even close to her. It was Rob who really was, I guess you could say close to her, but it was really just Dorinda sexually harassing him. Okay. Allegedly.
It's an urban legend that never happened.
Right. So then he had to be like, oh yeah, Dorinda. Oh yeah, she was great. So more reason that Rob was like, I'll murder Dorinda, because people won't think it's me because we get along so well. Oh, you got it. Okay. I'll try to get a clip together of Dorinda slurring. It's just NBC Universal is the worst with playing. Even if I edit their clips, even if they're short, they love to copyright strike. And then I have to go in and edit it out. And it's just kind of like a pain. And they'll pull the monetization off the video. But I wish I could just like pull something up of her, because they're crazy. Those clips are crazy. So Dorinda's gone, and we hear at the breakfast table that everyone is really thinking Johnny Weir. The thing that made people think it's Johnny is that Candace wanted him to have a chance to go for the dagger. And they think, oh, she wanted that because he was a traitor, and then he could report back with who got the dagger. So everyone's like, okay, it's clearly the traitor is Johnny Weir. But there's also some sus still on Steven. Laguna Beach Steven, little Steven. That's what, maybe it's because I'm older, but if I have to pick like a cutie patootie this season, I would say Steven's way cuter than Snake Rob. But again, I'm in that generation that had, Laguna Beach on when I was somewhat young, I'll say. So I was like, oh, too bad. I mean, he's pretty vanilla in him and his Banana Republic sweaters, but he's aged nicely. Steven has. So thank you, Hoodry. I appreciate that. Number 70, like number 74. Don't forget to hit that like, you guys. Let's see if we can get 150 likes out the gate. Right? And it seems like he's matured and all the things, but they really like that Snake guy. And even Eric made a comment. I mean, I really think everyone in the castle has boners for Snake Rob. I really do. Because they're always, they're either hitting on him, talking about him being cute. And then Eric said, Rob came up to me with his cropped sweater vest. I was like, oh my God, not a cropped sweater vest. Good Lord. But it was. And then I had to look at it. Like, it is kind of cropped to show his belly. I guess if he raises his arms at all. We got a croppage situation going on. All right. And then he's always, kind of wearing.
You, Johnny.
So funny. That's my favorite when they're like, you. And they'll probably copyright strike me for this, but you, Jam Jam.
You, Jam Jam.
So dramatic that when Jam Jam got murdered. Oh my God, at the banquet. It was so scary.
Take him away, guys.
Lisa, it was Lisa that kissed me.
have been
Lisa kissed me. Lisa kissed me with this.
Lisa kissed me. Lisa kissed me. Like he just kept saying Lisa. Like that was a really good. That was one of my favorite scenes from the whole season. And then they're like pulling Jam, yo, Jam, right, BB? And that was actually funny. Lisa kissed me. Lisa kissed me. Lisa kissed me. Like, oh, poor Jam. Poor Jammy Jam. While Lisa's looking over there like a sailor. You know. So now we have to go into the competition for the week. And it was this Jack in the Box where basically all of the players were in their own little box, like a Jack in the Box. They had to sit in there. And then they were asked questions regarding the traitors, like who would the traitors think is the most manipulative? Who do you think traitors think is, most helps the traitors? And the crazy part of this competition is that the traitors didn't answer these questions beforehand. They had to answer them in real time. So both Rob and Eric, had to sneak out of their boxes, of their Jack in the Box, while they're next to their all the faithfuls in their Jack in the Box, and then go and have a little kiki and discuss who they were going to pick for each question. So each question they had to get out of the box and go talk about, okay, who should we vote for this one, and then go back in the box, and then they open the box and everyone shows their little chalkboard of who they think the traitors picked for this certain question. And I have to think that they had music playing in those boxes, right? There's no way. How insulated were those boxes? Because there were times when Rob and Eric, I thought were talking a little too loud. Maybe not Eric, but Rob. And so they had to have some, or have them put headphones on or something, just in case. But I guess, now that Eric is a traitor, the Mr. Trained Ears, they don't have to worry about anyone else with, the trained ears to hear anything. Yes, Amanda says, but it seemed like no one heard anything. So I think there was some kind of music playing while they were doing this maybe in their boxes or something. Because also listening when Rob and Eric were leaving their box. That was kind of stressful. I liked it, but I'm like, oh shit. At any moment we could get someone laughing or something, and be screwed. The traitors will be screwed. So pretty early on, they decide, let's just keep picking Tara for all the answers. And basically, they just picked Tara. So every question, the answer, according to the traitors, was Tara. And the faithfuls at first are like, what, Tara? Because there's already this sus on Johnny. And now we got some sus on Tara. And Tara had a conversation with Kristen. Tara's like, oh my God, Kristen, I love you. You're so great. You're like amazing. I trust you with like my whole heart. You can like raise my children. I think you're fantastic. And Kristen's like, that's funny because I think you're a traitor.
What could be more egregious?
Oh, poor Tara.
What
Tara's
could
like,
be
oh
more
my God,
misleading?
really? Really? She's like, yeah, you give really nervous energy, traitorous energy. And Tara's like, I'm just nervous. I'm just really bad at this. But Kristen thinks you're not bad at this. Kristen her logic is probably you're playing kind of dumb and nervous, but you're an Olympic champion. You're cutthroat. She remembers Tanya Harding, maybe, so she's thinking Tara might be a little Tanya. They're both blonde. They're both small. So she's like, I'm pretty sure this little figure skater lady had someone stabbed once upon a time. Or whatever happened. I can't remember having what Nancy Kerrigan just why or had her take her knees out. Is that what happened? Either way, I've seen this movie before. So Kristen thinks Tara Lipinski is Tanya Harding.
Cease and desist. You sent a cease and desist.
That's where we're at. Because Tara is like the opposite of that. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is crazy. I'm really bad at this. And Kristen's just like, I think you do know what you're doing, and I don't trust you. And I think you're a traitor. So it was such an awkward conversation. So now going into this competition, they're picking Tara for everything. So, but what that does is by the traitors doing this, they're losing money because with each correct question, they get or how many of our people get the right answer, I should say, not correct question, but with each right answer, they get a certain amount of money to put in the prize pot. And Rob's kind of like, I'll forego money right now to further us in the game. And I actually thought this was a really good strategy by Rob because Eric, he did this whole show. He's just like shell shocked that he's still, pooping his huggies, that he's even a traitor. So he really didn't bring much to it. He's like, okay, but Rob had a Rob does bring strategy to this, which I appreciate, So he's like, we're just going to keep saying Tara. And I'm like, that's actually, because then you can't read it really anyway. You could read it that Tara, I guess, is a traitor, but maybe a bad, I don't know. But it wouldn't come back to either Eric or Rob at all. And it didn't give the faithfuls any more clues to help them figure out who the traitors were. So I liked this strategy. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat here. But yeah, pooping in his huggies. Took her out mafia style. Yeah, I love Kristen, but she does think she's killing it. And she has good reads, but those come after 100 bad reads. And then all of a sudden she'll go, and you're like, okay, but you've had a lot of bad reads beforehand. But she does think she's killing it. Okay, so Trial Tour says, I liked it too. Cami says, Rob is annoyingly good. BB said, is Rob playing like a game? He's kind of playing like a gamer. He has more strategy than I thought he'd bring to it. But again, I do think he does have a history of playing, cheating, scamming, gaslighting women on these dating shows. So he's just taking that into the game. So he charms them and then gaslights them and makes it think it's, it's their fault. So I guess that's him being, a toxic guy to date is really helping him in this game where you're a traitor. Okay, so you got to be willing to be a villain, but you also have to have that social game where people don't think you'll be a villain, where people believe you're a faithful and a good person when really you're a traitor, Yes, Natterpuss says, Rob is good at this game. It hurts to admit. It does. It hurts. I was very hurt last week about the Candace thing, and I was just throwing all the shade at Rob. But I do think how his personality fits, even though he's technically not coming from a gamer background. I mean, Love Island is a love game show and there's some strategy to it, but not like Survivor, not like Big Brother, not like The Challenge and shows like that. So I think just him operating in the world as he does helps him, because he gets these women to just, like I said, I saw a woman in season 6 and I always forget her name. She came in as like a hottie later on. She went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for this, for Rob. She embarrassed herself on social media. She waited for him while he was literally hooking up with people on Love Island still, and then ghosted her for a while. And that's what Rob does. Okay. He's a snake charmer. Yes. He's a snake oil salesman. Rob will have you believing things that aren't true. He can charm the men. He can charm the women. And it is, Amanda, that's a good point. He has a lot of confidence. Lola says, he charms me too. I'm so embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Okay. That's his thing. That's what he does. Andrea. Yes, that was her name. Thank you so much, I. Dawson from Love Island. Andrea or Andrea. Oh my gosh. That poor girl. She was just an embarrassment. That was so bad. Trial Tour says, I think that's why people are impressed with Rob. He's a non-gamer. Yes, playing a lot of strategy, which is unexpected. It is unexpected, but in a show like Traitors, I think Rob would also be very good at Big Brother. If they do like a celebrity season, and by celebrity, sometimes they have actors, but they have a lot of reality people. I think they should really consider Rob. I don't think they'll ever do Celebrity Big Brother again because usually they do them during Winter Olympics, and we're on a Winter Olympics, and there's no Celebrity Big Brother, but I love it. But I feel like he would be really good at that. Earthly says he's playing it like Grand Theft Auto. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's a sport to him. He's not taking it personal, serious. I mean, we did see him do that a little bit with Ron Funches and who else? And was it Colton? Colton more, I think, for game. Ron Funches because he felt like he connected with him on a human level and he felt bad lying to him. But Rob is never going to feel bad for lying to a woman. So maybe the occasional dude, he'll feel bad. BB, and I've thought about it, applying for this new season. A lot of you have told me to, but I really think it's similar to Big Brother. I mean, it'll be easier than Big Brother because you don't have to be there a whole summer and you don't have live feeds and you don't have to live with a bunch of stinky people. But I think I can make fun of it and I can roast it, but I think I would be actually really bad at Traitors. I don't think I would be good. I think I'm like a armchair quarterback with this because I don't know how good of a liar I am. I think I have reads and tells and I would feel bad. And unless they were all assholes, and I guess I wouldn't feel bad. I think it would be more difficult, but we'll see. I haven't applied, but you guys should. Everyone just apply. All right. Yay, Alaska. Way to go. Says, hi, everyone. I'm new to this community. As of yesterday, I also moved to Texas today. Congratulations. Moving to Texas. That's awesome. Joleen, we need you to go on with Vinny so you can take him down. That would be, oh God, imagine me with Vinny, the lip from this past season of Big Brother. That would be like hell for me. Oh God.
I don't have any votes now.
Just every round table, I'd be like, it's Vinny. He's a snake. Look at his mustache. That's where he hides his secrets and bad smells. Okay. You guys, seriously, it's him. We got to get rid of him. He's got to go. So, the player or the Traitors just pick Tara and the whole time. And then as the faithfuls are catching on, they're like, okay, let's just pick Tara so that we at least get some money because it's pretty clear the Traitors are just going to put Tara for every question. So they do get some money, but then Tara and Johnny don't pick Tara.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
And they're like, what happened there? Oh, they're both like, oh, sorry, we forgot. We didn't, because Tara doesn't want her name out there like that. But I think at that point, if they all agreed, just vote that way. They're like, oh, we didn't think we were doing that, even though everyone agreed to do that. So that put more sus on them. So going back to the castle after the competition, now people are like, oh my God, what is with Tara and Johnny? They're close, or they appear to be. They're like, have the same strategy during that competition. So they're starting to like pick up all these things. Kristen already thinks Tara's a traitor. A lot of other people think that Johnny Weir is a traitor. So it's just not looking good for them. Rob and Eric's name aren't being mentioned at all. And they're kind of like, yeah, let them fall. But then we have Natalie still going, I think it's Steven. So there's a point where everyone's kind of on board with Johnny. And then Natalie sees Johnny after this competition and she sees how truly like defeated he is. And Natalie's like, no, that's not how a traitor would act. I genuinely feel like he's defeated and he thinks he's going home and he lost and he fucked up. And that's coming from Natalie, the last gamer in the season, which is crazy that Natalie, there's only one gamer left. I don't think we've ever had that on a season of Traitors at this point. And that would last episode 2, right? She's been the last gamer for a bit. So she sees that. So then she's like, Steven, it's got to be Steven. Because remember, Lisa he put her gold in Steven's thing. Steven's acting sus. Steven wasn't that sad about Dorinda. So it's got to be Steven. So now Tara and Johnny feel the heat. People have literally told them, like Kristen to Tara. And so now these two have been trying to hide that they are besties for the resties the whole game. But I mean, maybe it's because we're just watching. I think it's pretty clear that they're close. I mean, they're both from the same Olympic sport. There's only so many American Olympian figure skaters, you know, around their age group. I would just assume they know each other. I would assume they've worked together. I would assume they're close. So every time we've seen as an audience, people walk away, she like gets on his lap and they like hug and kiss because they're just like, oh, we love each other. We're best friends. And, you know, Johnny's like, we've been through a divorce and I think fertility or something issues. And we've just been there for each other. And so now they both agree, well, you know what? If people are already putting us together, if they already kind of think we're traitors, let's just go into this round table and we will be a pair. Oh, boy. And that's what they do. And I'm thinking, don't do that. That's not a good idea. Yeah, we're just going to tell everyone that we love each other. Mm-hmm. So now they're like holding hands, and even before the round table, people are like, did you just see Tara and Johnny walk by? They were like basically making out. I mean, you know, I know he's gay, she's straight, whatever, but they're BFF making out. They're like cuddling. What is going on here? Clearly we got some traitorous stuff going on. So now they're like, we're going to go into that round table. We're going to tell everyone that we're a team and we're best friends. So that's what they do. So the first person to speak at the round table is Tara. And Tara's like, okay, guys. So, hey, what's up? It's me, Tara Lipinski, not Tanya Harding, not Oksana Bayul, Tara Lipinski. Okay, not Christy Yamaguchi, just Tara. That's how many figure skaters I can name. Nancy Kerrigan, not Nancy Kerrigan, Tara Lipinski. I'm younger than all of them. Anyways, so I will say that me and Johnny are like totally not traitors. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that Johnny Weir is not a traitor. And everyone's like, how can you tell? How do you know? Oh, how would you be able to tell us that anyone 100% is not a traitor unless you're a traitor? So you know he's not a traitor. But otherwise you can't co-sign that he's. She's like, I didn't think that far. And then they're just, you know, they spill it. We've been best friends for 46 years. We've worked together on 8 Olympics. We love each other. You know, we might have a lavender marriage one day. We're so in love, are we too? Just can't wait to say, I do, so in love in a world of our own. You know, they're just, and everyone's like, oh, and the reaction from the round table, I'm like, holy shit, these people have the worst reads. These fails. We had no idea they were that close. What? But literally no one obviously was paying attention to Tara and Johnny when they were snuck off together or picking up or put the clues together, because I would just assume anyone from like the same show were friendly, possibly working together, or anyone who were both Olympic gold medal ice skaters probably knew each other and had some kind of relationship. All right. Steffi said they decided they were on Love is Blind reunion instead of The Traitors. They're just telling it all. I, Tanya was a great movie. It was really good. So they're like, how do you know? And they're like, oh, we've been the best of friends. We're so close. We love each other. And again, everyone's like, oh my God. So now it looks to them, they're like, oh, so you're liars. Yeah.
It's inappropriate.
You guys are big liars. They're like, no, we're just really close. So then Kristen kind of calls out Johnny saying, hey, this just makes me more sus of you because I already think that Tara is sus and traitorous. And now you're like 100% co-signing coming here. They're like, we're going to vote together. We're going to stick up for each other. We're a team. We're a package. And Johnny's like, yeah, I could see that. But let me tell you, My number one thing that's hard for me, my Achilles heel, is that what it's called? Whatever. I don't know. I'm not good at anatomy. Okay. Is that I'm so kind. I was like, Johnny, stop. He's like, I'm really a nice person. Okay. And I bet he is. I bet he is. So it'd be really hard for me to lie to people and be a traitor. So it's just not in me to do that. So I'm not, because I'm so nice. I'm like the nicest person I know. Tara's like, he is. He's so cool and nice. Yeah. This is fun. We're a team. And so it gets brought up again about Candace and how close he was to Candace, and Candace wanting him to get the dagger, and why they thought that, she would want that. He's a traitor. Then he could come back and tell her who has the dagger, which is the 2 votes, which clearly nobody on this cast knows what to do with it. The only person who probably should have gotten, the dagger, who would have used it strategically, is Natalie from Survivor. Because I forget there's a dagger until Alan brings it up. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a dagger. And it's that 2 vote at the round table. And, he's got 1 or 2 more round tables, or I think 1 more round table to use it. But no one ever thinks of that. No one's planning around it. We don't hear them planning around it at all. So Johnny replies and he's like, yeah, I probably would have told Candace, not because I'm a traitor. It's because I'm really kind and she was my friend. And I would have told her who had the dagger. Yeah, because I didn't know she was a traitor. And so everyone's like, well, clearly it's this guy. But then Natalie comes in. She's like, excuse me, Natalie from Survivor. Hello, legend. Look at my muscles. We got to get a picture of Natalie's muscles. She just impresses me. Natalie is like workout goals. Her muscles have muscles. Like her muscles like talk to you. Maybe they're in this batch. There's little Tara. Tara, she's so sweet, but she's so clueless. Okay, no, that was just Tara. And Natalie is like, you guys, I actually don't think it's Johnny. I'm looking at Steven, and Steven's like, what? What in the J Crew are you talking about? Why would it be me? And she's like, well, I think you acted weird at the round table or at breakfast. Okay. You weren't that sad about Dorinda, and you're low performative. And then the thing with Lisa was a traitor, and she gave you her gold. And Steven's like, believe me, I'm a faithful. It's not. So then Steven's trying to, plead his case, but there was already sus on him, for a while now. It was just kind of, lower sus, but that Natalie coming forward seemed to change a lot of minds. So that when it was time to vote, Steven got the most votes. I don't remember what Steven's exact, let me pull it up here, what his defense was. Steven was like, it's not me, bro. I swear. Dude, I'm from Laguna Beach.
Yes. So now my antennas go up on both of you.
So Kristen's talking about the antennas going up.
I want to hear from Johnny.
Yeah, and Mark, I want to hear from Johnny. Plead your case, Johnny. And Johnny's like, I'm just like really nice, and I'm a faithful, and it just can't be me.
Dagger, I wanted to get the dagger.
Then the other thing is,
okay, and then Natalie. Here's Natalie.
if you haven't,
I play the game poorly doesn't make me a traitor.
Yes, and Johnny said, just because I play the game poorly doesn't make me a traitor.
That's my truth.
today's the day. I told myself, if you have any doubts, get it out, because I'm 25% chance not here tomorrow. So, Steven, we cannot just say it's a coincidence that Lisa put her gold into your basket.
What?
I don't know.
I forgot. Steven goes, what? He gave us that One Tree Hill acting. What? No. Huh? What? Me? Who? Oh, God, that was so good. Look at his little face. He's like, what? No. Not me. I'm Steven. I'm tan all year round.
that's random at all.
It's completely random. I knew that I needed to just get more gold because, you know, the more gold that you had, then the better chance you had of getting the dagger. And I wanted to get the dagger.
Then the other thing is, you just gave off this morning like, whoa, I started packing my bags. But it was so like just fake that I just felt that you were pretending.
I was 100% convinced that I was going home this morning. So it was not fake.
That's your story.
But that's the truth. That's not a story. No, you're walking up.
But that's the truth. It's not a story. Natalie's like, this ain't my first rodeo, bro. I've won Survivor. That's your story? Steven's like, yeah. Come on. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Wrong tree. And I'm now going to have to put you on the list for being a traitor because I am a faithful.
That's fine,
I've
but
been a
people
faithful
come for me. I
100%
don't
the
immediately say they're a
entire
traitor.
time. Players, the time for talk is over.
The time for talk is over, players. So yeah, Steven, he gave the old, like just Kelly saying, it was a weak argument. He was like, what? Maybe you're a traitor. No way, dude. I'm so faithful. Like, surf's up, bruh. Come on, dude. I can get you guys on Kristen Cavallari's podcast. Don't vote me out, bruh. So Steven gets the most votes. He goes into the circle of truth. And Alan asks him, are you a traitor or a faithful? And he's like, I've really enjoyed getting to know you guys, something. But I am a faithful. You blew it. And then he walks off. He walks his little, Banana Republic ass right out. And he's like, goodbye. And they're like, oh, God. Another faithful. What were we doing? Then back at the castle, Johnny and Tara are just like, well, we're screwed. I don't know how long we're going to last. Now, tonight, the traitors have a short list. Okay, so they were able to shortlist 4 people that they can schmurder during that competition. They shortlisted, who all did they shortlist? They shortlisted Kristen. They shortlisted Tara, Johnny, and who was the 4th person? You got Natalie? Yeah, Natalie. To be able to schmurder them tonight. And then also before that, at the round table, Natalie outs that Snake Rob has the dagger. I don't know why Natalie did that. I keep trying to figure it out, but she's like, tell them you have the dagger. And Rob's like, oh yeah, I have the dagger. Yeah. Because Alan's always like, we have a dagger in play. And everyone's like, what's that? What's a dagger? Dagger. Is that like a knife? Oh, it gives you 2 votes. And so she outs Rob. But Rob's not on the short list to be schmurdered. So if he would have been, oh my goodness, that could have put him in a little pickle there. But he was like, oh yeah, I am. So I don't understand why she did that. And maybe that'll get her murdered tonight in the turret, but I'm not sure. Also, Rob and Eric got very lucky that Kristen had this conversation with Tara and then went into the competition and everyone picked Tara. And now Tara came out about being best friends with Johnny. So they didn't know when they picked to just pick Tara for every answer that Kristen had this conversation with her. So Kristen's like, this looks even more sus, So they go back again. Johnny and Tara are just like, whatever, let's cuddle. Yay, figure 8s and figure skates, triple axles and double heel toe flip. I don't know if that's a thing, but you know what I'm saying. And then Kristen isn't done because she looks at Eric in the kitchen. She's like, what's your deal? I'm pretty sus of you. And Eric's like, what? What do you mean? Me? She's like, you didn't say anything at that round table. You were always so vocal. You haven't said anything. And Eric's like, oh, I was listening, taking it in. And she's like, yeah. And then you changed up your vote. Well, and a lot of people changed up their vote. Well, once I heard Natalie, I thought it was a good idea. So Kristen is on to the fact that Eric isn't acting like Eric. So he's only been a traitor for mere hours. And he already is getting sussed out. People are already like, sir. I mean, Eric is he's so bad at this. It'd be amazing if he could turn it around in these last couple episodes, but I don't think so. So he's like, then Kristen pulls aside Mark and Rob, and she's like, you guys, come here. I trust you guys implicitly. Like, you guys are just so trusted. So Snake Rob, who is the traitor, who has been the traitor the whole time, she's like, you guys, it's Eric. It's definitely freaking Eric. And Rob's like, oh, yeah? So if I'm murdered tonight, it's Eric. That's a problem. Because had she just said it to Rob, who cares? But Mark is there. And Mark, he'll say stuff. You know, he's going to remember that. So now, even though Kristen's shortlisted and it would be in their best interest for Eric to murder Kristen, I don't think they can. Because at first, when I watched the episode, I thought, okay, they can still murder Kristen. And they can just blame it on Tara. Or, you know, maybe it'll just go on like, well, clearly Tara or Johnny are a traitor because Kristen was confronting them at the round table and now she's, you know, murdered. But no, because we had this conversation with Kristen had with Rob and Mark. So that makes it a sticky situation. Oh my goodness. And I was just like, no, it's your first day on the job, Eric. Oh my God. Maura. Let's talk about Maura. I kind of forgot about Maura for a second here. I heard Sandra say it. Sandra from Survivor, Queen Stays Queen. I heard her saying, and I think Amy might have mentioned it last live, that this was being floated around that people think that Maura or that Rob is Maura's traitor angel. And that would make sense. Like, so that would mean Maura knows Rob is a traitor, but she knows that, you know, she's not going to say anything right now. And she is just, she's safe from being murdered. So she's not going to out him. Because that traitor angel strategy, Sandra says, you know, production hates it. They hate us even talking about that, which why do you hate? Why do they hate them talking about that? It'd be a different story if a traitor, maybe it's because it could encourage future traitors to break the rules and tell one faithful that they are a traitor. So that they have like this partnership to the end and then they'll have to turn on each other eventually. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he told her. It's just like what Sandra was able to sniff out in her season, who were the traitors. And then she was just like, oh, I'm not going to out them because I'm going to work with them. They're my traitor angel because they're not going to murder me. And the enemy I know is better than the enemy I don't know, that sort of thing. But I think production needs to, one thing with Traitors, it is a very well-produced show. It's, you know, Emmy Award winning now. They're doing the damn thing, but a little heavy-handed with editing some of this stuff. You know, we do need to see these conversations. We do need to see the fights between Ron and Dorinda, and we do need to let them, if they have a strategy where they're like, I'm pretty sure, if Maura's like, I'm pretty sure Rob is a traitor, but I am just going to play with him to get further in the game, and then eventually I'm going to turn on him. We need to know that. We need to hear that. Otherwise, it leaves a lot of holes in the game as you're watching, and things don't make sense. And I think it's just more interesting the more transparent they are. But it's a little heavy-handed where they seem to be interfering with things. Thank you so much for the super chats. La Lily. I never know how to say your name. So every time I say it different. So La Lily's, Maura's name has never come up either for some, right? So I think I think Sandra's right. I mean, Sandra is rarely wrong when it comes to this stuff. So I think that's a thing. Yes, Earthly says definitely overproduced. Steven says this edit is why Rob is being seen as such a good traitor. Yes. Oh my God, feeds. Charlie, that would be great. Charlie and Steffi, yes, we need traitor feeds. But you know what? they could not get these celebrities to do the show if there were feeds, but they could get the casuals that are going to be playing. They're not going to do it. I mean, they don't even stay in the castle. So then they would have to actually stay in the castle, and that would probably be a whole thing. But, right, Trial Tourists, it does seem a little too produced this season. And you never want to go too produced, you know, because it's not fun. Earthly says Rob and Colton talked on Colton's way out. No? Well, I know there's rumors that people thought that Rob had told Colton that he was a traitor, and that's why they were so loyal to each other. But I don't know. Where do they stay? I think in nearby a hotel. They each get their own room. That's what I heard previously. I don't know if it's changed, but I'm almost positive they do not stay in the castle. They're there during the day. They're there when they're doing their gaming, obviously, the round table, the turret, all the filming. But then at night when we see them, you know, that's why they have all those like pre-packaged shots of them in bed washing their face, and it's the same one played over and over again because they just film those in one of the rooms and then they stay somewhere else. So yeah, the airport, Steven, not the airport hotel.
Allegedly.
That's crazy. They walk upstairs for production. Yeah, they walk up the stairs to make it look like they're going to bed, but they don't go to bed there. And I think there could be reasons, you know, with the castle that they don't all stay there. It could just be, I think it probably has more to do with filming. It's probably easier to film certain segments, and with the traitors without the faithfuls, without any of the players being there, so they can call them over and it's like safe to, you know, film and such. I'm assuming that's the reason, just filming. Steven says it's true. Tamra confirmed it. So yes, Tamra, the That's My Opinion screamer, confirmed it.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, Steffi said supposedly they go in vans in different groups nightly to the hotel. They would have to. I mean, there's so much they have to do to keep the traitor's identity under wraps, you know. So there's Rob and his bestie Aaron from Love Island. He just always picks the worst boy besties, the worst. So now Kristen is on to Eric, and it could be a situation because they have to decide who to schmurder. I think they might go with Natalie, because if you can't murder Kristen from the shortlist, you don't want to take out Tara or Johnny, because both of them now people are convinced are traitors. So that works well for the actual traitors. So it's probably Natalie. That's probably what I would do. Unless Rob just doesn't give a shit and he is just like, let's just get rid of Kristen. But it doesn't make sense for Rob because Kristen really trusts Rob and told him like that Rob and Mark are who she trusts the most in this game now. So yeah, Natalie's basically like Trial Tourists is saying the only option. So unfortunately for Natalie, but she also trusts Rob, I think, at this point. So Rob he's got them snowed as well. I'm just surprised that Natalie is snowed by him. I really wanted Natalie to like hold it down for the last of the gamers. That would have been amazing, but I don't see that happening. So we have to wait until this Thursday's episode to see who they actually did decide to schmurder. Oh my goodness. You guys, Natalie's going to be so bummed. And then we're going to go to the end with, if that happens, we go to the end with no freaking gamers. And no gamers were ever traitors. And that's crazy. You know, Nandy says, I'm thinking Natalie also. Yes. Okay, now let's get into the drama for your mama allegedly from the reunion. Let me share this with you guys. So I feel like previous seasons I was following the I was following so much more closely to the cast on social media, but I think it's just the state of the world right now. I'm not following anything that closely. That isn't, like a trending news thing. But apparently tensions from Peacock's The Traitors season 4 carried into the February 13th reunion special. So they filmed it a few days ago with Colton Underwood reportedly walking off set briefly amid Lisa Rinna's probing about his holding us hostage. So, oh my God, I hope Rinna brings it and just goes at Colton. She's had to kind of come out post-season and be like, no, I don't hate Colton, and then they had to do this whole bully thing. Colton is a grown man on a reality show who has a history of stalking with the Bachelorette contestant, during, his season. He can handle it. He's a big boy. He's married. He now has a kid. He's got a husband. All right. But now it's crazy that this is the season they're like, don't bully. When last season, everyone was like, screw Danielle. Danielle Reyes took so much heat for just not being a good traitor. And people, I remember people were just like, I hate her. They never said shit. Previous seasons, everyone's always had opinions. They always have their favorites. But this season, like Peacock was like, don't bully. No,
it's not enough.
It's like Colton is a bully. Like come on. I'm sorry. I have no love for Colton and he should be able to handle it at this point. It's crazy, right? He's slimy. So hopefully Rinna is just going to come at him during the reunion. So that's another thing that I think they're just being overly protective too of Colton. Like, of course, he's going to go into this game with people prejudging him based on his previous actions. We're going to feel some type of way. It's just, it gets old for us to constantly see toxic, problematic men rewarded on these reality shows. And a lot of times by NBC Universal, being if it's a Bravo show, or if it's like Love Island or something like that, they're always trying to protect, like these guys get so many opportunities when there are other people who don't have a history of stalking and harassment that they could put on the show, but they keep giving Colton more and more opportunities. I think he hosted something was it around Love Island with one of the Bachelorette ladies? So we get sick of it. We get sick of seeing these men never held accountable. It's like art imitates life and life imitates TV, like Ani DeFranco says. And we see it in life, and now we got to watch it on our TVs and our entertainment. And we're sick. Everyone's like, get over it. No, I'm not going to get over it. If there is a guy out there who has this history that he has, that his people keep talking about and outing him and being like, because he never had accountability. What he did is he used that opportunity to then come out. So then everyone's like, oh, you can't go after the guy. He just came out of the closet. He's gay. It's like, well, when he was pretending to be straight, he was pretty toxic. So he still needs to be held accountable for that. And we just don't want to see it. He literally terrorized the woman that he was dating and then broke up with from The Bachelor. Put her on the show. Give someone else a shot. We just don't need him. We're just tired of seeing these slimy dudes. So it baffles me that these production companies and these producers and stuff don't get why we don't want to see people like Colton. There are so many other people that you can pick that deserve the opportunity more than him. And some might say, well, you can change and all the things. Not for me on this one. I just, like, you can go change in your private life, but I don't think you should constantly be rewarded with new opportunities when you behave that way. Sorry, I've seen it happen too many times in my 45 years of life. I don't trust that dude. No, I do not. And I think that it was definitely weird timing and publicity, a Hollywood PR move for him to now be like, I'm gay. I'm gay. You're like, okay, great. We're so happy you can live your honest life, but can you do it while not stalking and harassing women? Thank you so much. Yeah, because we don't want that. No, thank you. Tis me, Krista. Thank you so much for coming in with the super chat. Jolene, PI roast Vinny, God 101 today, lies, wants be, what? PI roast Vinny. Was Vinny on God 101 recently? Does he want What? Tell me more. Why can't I don't know if just my brain's not working, but I couldn't understand that. Or please roast Vinny. Oh, so he was on God 101? Okay. I'll probably have to roast that. Oh, Lord. Because that, unfortunately, that is what happens. I think Colton gets a pass because I feel like he's got that, like, you know, white dude privileged cute pass that we see all too often on these shows. You know, someone has a boner for him in production or something. He's got the right management. He's got the right something. I think he also married a guy, and this is just me speculating, but he did marry a guy who was involved, might still be in politics somehow, maybe working as like chief of staff, or I'm not sure exactly what he does, but something revolving politics, and worked for some Democratic politicians previously, possibly. He's older, maybe Obama, I don't know, but he worked in politics before. So it's the spin, and we see this happen so much. And I think, unfortunately, you have these shows and you have a lot of women and men who watch these shows who have encountered toxic, abusive people like Colton, unfortunately, in our real lives, or we have been stalked, or we have been harassed, or we have been treated poorly by, you know, someone like that. And we see them get away with it, and we're like, we just want to have a good time. We just want to have and watch our show, you know? So, right. He just sucks. He could have not serviced a producer.
Top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
Oh my God. Yes, you guys asking? Thank you, Lucia. God 101 is Julie Chen, who hosts Big Brother. She also, after her husband, Les Moonves, came out treating women like shit. Because again, I think we just have this problem in America and all over the world that they hate women.
Hey man, is it just me, or does it seem like America actually hates women?
Yeah, kind of. So after Les Moonves harassed so many women, ruined some of their careers, then he finally had to leave CBS. He was the head of CBS. But he got to leave with all of his, you know, pension money, stocks, everything. And after it was outed and these brave women came forward with their stories about Les Moonves, Julie Chen decided, I'm going to stay married to him. And so she doubled down, and one night on BB, I think it was BB 20, she was like, from outside the Big Brother house with Brent. It was Brett. His name was Brett, but we knew something was coming because she got his name wrong. He had just been evicted. I'm Julie Chen Moonves. And we were like, what?
We are living in the stupid era. This is the stupid era.
We're like, who's Julie Chen Moonves? We only know Julie Chen. So she attached his name on hers. And then after that, she found God. As they do, rather than, you know, I don't know, rather than anything else. She was like, now I'm going to talk about God, tell everyone how to live. And then she started bringing in like the 10 commandments and stuff into her, like, you know, under her little monologues for Big Brother. And we're like, girl, you host Big Brother, okay? Where you lie, cheat, and steal to win money at the end, okay? There needs to be a separation between church and Big Brother. We can go to church on Sunday if we want to know. We're not stupid. We know about that stuff. A lot of us were raised in organized religion. We got it. Go tell that to your husband. Your husband needs to know about what not to do and how to treat people, not us. I'm not out here sexually harassing women and, you know, being a dick and misusing my power. That's your husband, ma'am. So now she has this podcast, God 101. And I used to love Julie Chen so much. And then now everything is God, God, God. I'm like, even God says, calm it down and tell your husband to clean up his act. Don't come telling me nothing. Didn't he cheat on Julie? I'm sure he cheated. Yeah, I don't even remember. I think that they got together while he was married to his previous wife, because Julie worked as a journalist, as a news anchor, and she never really wanted the Big Brother job, but she took it. I don't think that, not that she didn't want it, but I don't think that was the path. She thought she'd be like a, you know, night news anchor, something like that. But they gave her this Big Brother, which ended up to be a great gig for her. But there's been lots of people's, rumors, stuff that they got together while he was still married. So trash, garbage, gross. BB says, is Julie faking the religion thing? I mean, I think I think this is what we see, unfortunately, a lot of times people pull out and hide behind religion or the Bible, when instead of like owning their shit, or instead of processing, they're just like, I love God. And you're like, okay, but and they're like, I found him. And they're like, well, he wasn't missing. So I don't know why you're finding him now, but I feel like they kind of hide behind that. So it's probably helpful to her to have something to truly believe in and to turn to a higher power, since she decided to stay with that man after everything he's done, because he was no cakewalk to these women. So I assume he was no walk in the park to Julie Chen either. So I'm sure she gets some kind of relief from that. But also there's just this kind of like self-righteous, let me tell you how to live your life. It's like, no, I'm doing okay. You don't need to tell us. We're doing okay. It's your husband. All right. And you guys, you're coveting. You got to read the Bible closer, because you're coveting the almighty dollar over morals and treating people correctly. All right. But just that little tangent. But thank you for asking. Yay. It's a Hella raid. Thank you, Hella, for sending people over. So I think she kind of hides behind it, but I can't 100% say she's faking it. I think it was something she probably turned to at a very difficult time, but now bringing it into like everything and preaching to us. And we're just like, save it for your degenerate husband, Les Moonves, who never really was held accountable other than having to step down, but he got to step down with his former title. He got to step down with all of his money, all of his stocks, all of the things. So there really wasn't no consequences. So again, it's another situation where we see these yucky men never held responsible for their actions. And it's infuriating for audiences. So miss us with, be nice to Colton. Fuck Colton. That's what I got to say. Fuck him. You tell Colton to behave better to women. Okay. Because I'm going to judge you by how you treat women. And if you treat them shitty, well, then I know who you are and I got it. And I don't have to be a fan of you. And you're annoying. He's also very annoying. So there you go. Tis me, Krista. Thank you so much for the super chat or super sticker. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people, even if you didn't know Colton's story, you're like, he's annoying. He's annoying. Hello, Hella Raid peeps. Yes. So maybe Colton should go on God 101. I'm sure. Yeah, they can talk about all of the things over there. B Bean says Les Moonves amassed a net worth of over $800 million through compensation from CBS. Yep. And he got it all. So you would think someone who used his position at CBS, his position of power, being the head of CBS, to sexually harass women and to stifle their careers and to harass them in general, you would think you wouldn't get to keep all your bonuses and all the things because of how you were behaving in your job. But no, CBS was like, you can have that money, baby. Yes, there you go. Oh my goodness. Lainey says, yes, there was not a big to-do when he was outed for all the shit he was doing. It kind of faded off into the sunset. I barely remember hearing. Yep. And it was at the time when Julie Chen was still hosting The Talk on CBS with, like, I think Sharon Osbourne. There were so many different hosts. And they kind of switched it up. And Julie Chen stepped down from The Talk. So we thought she was going to step down from Big Brother, but she'd never stepped down from Big Brother, obviously. But she did step down from The Talk, which made sense because they were sitting around a table. It was women similar to The View sitting around the table talking about men like Les Moonves, like problematic, sexually harassing men like that, and having opinions about it. And Julie couldn't sit there and talk about these things while protecting her husband, who's a whole predator. you know, because she wasn't going to discuss that. She could talk about other people's husbands, but not her own, which is always, you know, not hypocritical at all. Allegedly. She quit via Zoom. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Right? Osflygirl, you would think what Les Moonves did back then. There are so many women that came forward. I think he even sexually harassed a doctor, allegedly. Kathy Griffin talked about it. Was even who was the lady who was in Moonlighting? Very famous actress. Her name is, I keep wanting to say Sigourney Weaver. It's not Sigourney Weaver. You know who I'm talking about. Someone will put it in the chat. I think she came out, like lots of people came out about Les Moonves, and like Osflygirl saying, violating like contracts and code of conduct within CBS. You would think that he wouldn't be able to keep making money off CBS. You would think they would fire him, pull his bonuses, pull Sybil Shepherd. Yes, I think it was Sybil Shepherd. There were just so many women. I don't even remember all the women, but thank you, Michelle. That's so sweet of you. You're getting 1, 2. Thank you for the Venmos. I appreciate that so much, Michelle. Thank you. And these women didn't deserve that. You know, exactly like what made him different from Weinstein. I don't know. I think he was just more protected. And it was during, was that before Weinstein, or what year was BB 20? Let me see. What year was Big Brother 20? That was 2018. So yeah, this was, and then Me Too. When was Me Too? Was 2017. So this was during Me Too, but Les kind of snuck by. And I think it definitely helped that Julie Chen stayed married to him and then doubled down and took his last name like she never had before in her career. That people were like, well, I mean, she's sticking around. So, and at that time, and Julie Chen, when this came out, Julie Chen was very popular. I loved Julie Chen. Like, I just thought she was so great. I thought she was a great host of Big Brother. I went to many live tapings of Big Brother. I got like geeked out to see Julie. Like, I just thought she was fantastic. And the way she's behaved since this came out, through the years, has completely changed my opinion on her. And it changed the way she hosted Big Brother. It changed everything. Unfortunately, this man, also destroyed her career kind of too. I mean, she still is the host of Big Brother, but maybe like her, integrity and stuff like that. Karen, thank you so much. Love me some Jolene. Love you right back. Thank you. Yeah, she basically sacrificed herself for him, which I wanted her to take their son and take all the monies and leave him high and dry. But she didn't. And instead, she just went all in on, let me tell you about the Lord. And we're like, Julie, we know about the Lord, okay? I got all of my Catholic sacraments. I'm just waiting on death now, all right? So I was raised in, religion. You don't got to tell me nothing. But so that, it's similar to the Colton situation. We're just like, I think I would say most people are just tired of these kind of toxic, horrible dudes and them getting away with it. Could be, yeah, FBI ICE trial. It could be a prenup. Maybe there's some kind of messed up prenup where she really couldn't. But usually there's some kind of cheating clause. And I mean, like we were talking about a little earlier, I'm almost positive he cheated on her. I mean, he's fucking gross. I mean, he was sexually harassing these women. That's cheating. So, yes, just Kelly said, took his last name, found God so she could stay with her gross husband. A true American love story.
You're despicable.
It's true. Right, Amanda, for me too, it kind of changed how I felt watching BB2. Julie was just the face of Big Brother. Julie Chen was everything. She just was iconic. Everyone loved Julie. And then her hosting, just after this, things went downhill. I think people didn't feel like she was the same Julie, like they could trust her. She was screwing up a lot more when she was live and hosting. She wasn't as invested at all in the show. Now they talk to her and, interview her like they would interview Jeff Probst about Survivor, but she does not know what's going on in Big Brother ever. She barely pays attention. I feel like she's just there to collect a paycheck at this point. So it unfortunately changed a lot. So reality TV with CJ, hello. You should have. I just think I'd be bad at it, you guys. Steffi says she will probably be the next White House press secretary when Caroline goes to her spawn child. I can't believe that chick is preggers. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh, she did. She grilled. Okay, well, we'll check out God 101 maybe tomorrow and see what's going on. But back to this kind of, it all plays together in this weird reality TV world and such. But Lisa Rinna apparently got into it with Colton about the holding us hostage comment linked to his 2020 stalking lawsuit settlement with ex Cassie Randolph. Rob Roush also cut online ties with Candace Dillard Bassett amid whispers of an in-game cheating. Oh my God, this is just crazy.
Allegedly.
And banishment clashes, Rinna teased the showdown in a dramatic TikTok, hinting at housewives-style accountability while fans split between praising the women for calling out the men and defending the cast as entertainers, not therapy subjects. What the frick does that mean? Not therapy subjects. So, and then someone yesterday was tweeting this at Ryan John ___ says, following the filming of the Traitors reunion where things allegedly got heated, Colton has unfollowed Lisa on Instagram and Rob has unfollowed Candace. So, well, let's see what Lisa, is this something that she's saying here? Let's see what Lisa has to say.
Let me just say one thing. We shot the reunion yesterday. Let me just say one thing. Everything was taken care of. Whether you'll see it or not, I don't know because I don't have control over that, but I can tell you that, yeah, you know what needed to be done and it was done. Yep.
Lisa, do I have to start being a Lisa Rinna fan again? Are you trying to win us back? Because if you're going to call out problematic dudes, if this is the new outside of Beverly Hills Rinna, I'll be here for that, girl.
Yeah.
Lisa understood the assignment.
Because, if you want a housewife, I'll give you a housewife, honey. 8 years.
Burn that freaking cigarette.
We shot the reunion.
Yeah. So what needed to be done, I think she's referencing calling out Colton because everyone had such an opinion about this guy and even comments he made in the game. And then his, previous stalking. And so everyone wanted why does he keep getting rewarded with more opportunities? And, why does he keep getting away with this stuff? And Lisa had been taking, little digs here and there on social media, but then she had to kind of walk it back in a way to be like, no, we're fine. Me and Colton, it's just fun. Because Peacock and Traitors put out some kind of statement about don't bully Colton. I don't even think I ever read the statement. I just heard about it and it annoyed me, but let me see if I can find it here. And I'm like, who? The Traitors US statement on Colton bullying. Okay, so they issued, so in January, the Traitors producers released a statement condemning the intense online harassment and cyberbullying directed at season 4 contestant Colton Underwood.
And this was becoming uncomfortable.
Emphasizing that in-game action should not lead to personal attacks. Okay, but I still say fuck them. Okay, sorry. The statement following backlash against Underwood affirmed their commitment to making cast members feel safe. But you've never made any of the women feel safe. Danielle Reyes got, like I said, she got so much hate last season. And I don't remember them making any kind of statement. And I'm sure I could name more players, if I sat down and thought about it. But, oh my gosh. Let's see if I So Cosmopolitan might have the actual statement. Let's see here, you guys. Let me share this. It's just so dumb how they're just protecting him so much. And who protected Cassie? I believe that was her name, right? Colton's, the woman he stalked. Oh, from his season. So this is the Traitors released cyberbullying statement after Colton Underwood hate and Rob Funches autism reveal. There's a difference between discussing a show and targeting individuals. Let's not ruin the passion for the show with unwarranted negativity and personal attacks. I mean, that is so lame.
Oh my God.
The Traitors shared an official statement denouncing the cyberbullying and harassment of his season 4 cast members. The statement arrived after cast member Colton Underwood started receiving death threats. Who doesn't receive them? I mean, no one should get death threats, but they always say that. But like, were you really getting death threats, or is this just, I mean, come on. For real. So many of these players and stuff have shown proof in their stories, and they've never put out a statement like this before. But Colton, I mean, obviously, no one's condoning death threats. That's ridiculous. Receiving death threats online due to a heated exchange he had on the show with Lisa Rinna. They called him Rob Funches. Justice for Ron Funches. What? Not Rob Funches. Jeez, everyone's so obsessed with Rob. Cosmopolitan. You're supposed to be like a real play, like a real magazine. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not Rob Funches. Rob Funches also recently revealed his autism diagnosis days prior to the show's statement. The Traitors is taking a stand against bullies online and is urging fans of the show to keep their comments respectful of its cast members in light of recent online events pertaining to the show. We are committed to making our cast feel safe, respected, and supported on screen and off, the statement shared to the show's official Instagram account on Saturday read, "The cast of the Traitors are real people. Prove it. Prove they're not AI. We don't know.
You're terrible, Muriel.
And what happens in the game should never lead to cyberbullying or harassment." Okay. There's a difference between discussing a show and targeting individuals. Let's not ruin the passion for this show with unwarranted negativity and personal attacks. We appreciate your support. This was their little statement here, which, why didn't you do this sooner when other people were getting these sorts of things? But whatever. The statement arrived after cast member Lisa Rinna took to Instagram on Saturday to stop fans from sending hateful messages to faithful Colton Underwood, which stemmed from a heated roundtable discussion that took place in season 4, episode 6, aired on Thursday, not to mention Colton's reported stalking of ex-girlfriend Cassie Randolph coming to light again. It's come to my attention that my post that I responded to in my housewife mode is taking on a life of its own, and it's causing real problems for Colton. And I do not want this because Colton and I are great, she said. Well, not anymore. He allegedly unfollowed her. Allegedly. After the reunion. He was a great and is a great nemesis for me on the show, in the game. Now, as you know, if you asked me to be a housewife, I'll bring it to you, right? That's what I was doing, all in the name of the game. The fact that the backlash is happening, I feel horrible about because I don't want to hurt anybody. It's not your fault, Lisa. Why again do women have to apologize for the crimes of these icky men? Yuck, yuck. Noting that fans should watch the Traitors as a game or a sporting event. You think people don't talk shit to the sports people? Oh my God, it's almost worse if you watch sports the way people talk about some of the athletes. Jess Johnson, thank you so much for coming in with the $4.99. This is Jolene for my birthday. Is it your birthday today? Happy birthday, Jess. Happy early birthday to you too. Or do we share the same birthday? Jolene, from one Aquarius to another. Thanks for all the laughs, hugs from Kansas City. Thank you. My birthday's on Tuesday. Thank you for the early birthday wishes. And is your birthday today or is yours the 17th too? And we've talked about this and it slipped my mind. I apologize if I got it wrong. But thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate that. Colton is a whiny crybaby. Ugh. Yucky. Let's be real. Colton, meat kettle. Exactly. Lucy Furious says, yeah, don't they throw dildos on the court of the WNBA games? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lainey says, I can't stand guys that wear armpit exposing shirts or sweaters. Why? Outside of a gym, I don't understand it. They just want to show off their arms. They want to show off their snake tattoos. They're like, yeah, brah. So in addition to the hate directed toward Colton, Rob, Funches, oh my God, seriously, Cosmopolitan, do you not have an editing staff? Does no one proof these? Ron Funches, not Rob, also came forward and revealed he has autism after fans of the show speculated about him being on the spectrum in comments online. He said, well, the internet told me I was autistic and was right. You win this round. Still not gay yet, because everyone's always like, Ron Funches is gay. Thanks at the Traitors US for helping me find out more about me through some type of cruel trauma, he shared on Instagram. And I believe Ron does jokes about his son, his family, like all comedians. So I don't mean it like he teases his son, but his son has autism. And he's talked about that in his stand-up before. He says, I honestly didn't know. I myself had autism. I thought I was just an ally and parent of an autistic child, he wrote, in part on Threads. But the way I felt, I wasn't being comprehended or understood while I thought I was being direct, and seeing some of my own mannerisms made me start the process of going to get the diagnosis. But I won't be comfortable calling myself autistic until my diagnosis is done. And I think he did ultimately go and get, we'll say allegedly his diagnosis. Right. AI probably did write this. Oh, your birthday is today. Happy birthday, Jess. You guys put all your Aquarius love and birthday wishes in the chat for Jess. Let me give you a little Busy Blue, Tay the Bay, and their dog Luke singing happy birthday to you.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Shout out to Busy Blue, Tay the Bay, and Luke the dog. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. And then it's your birthday. Happy birthday. That's the best birthday song ever. Jonathan, my bestie's here. It's so good to see you, Jonathan. Jonathan says, happy birthday, Jess. My birthday was on the 8th. Yeah, no wonder we're besties. Care Bear, Jamie B, Jess, Jonathan, all the Aquariuses are showing up and showing out. I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you, Care Bear. Just speaking of Care Bear, she said Ron did, in fact, get diagnosed with autism. So that was definitely something very interesting to come out of this season. There's so many things, but again, a little too heavy-handed on the edits. We want to see, these things that they're talking about and stuff. Beautiful Disaster said, did any BB fans see Vinny Panera Bread joke with Julie Chen? He rose from the dead. Did he say that to Julie Jesus Chen? Oh, goodness. We're going to have to go over that. Definitely tomorrow. If not, if I might come back for a live tonight, but probably tomorrow. We'll go over the God 101 with Julie Chen. Remind me in tomorrow's live if I don't do it. Just be like, you said you would do it, Jolene. Don't you lie to us. Tis me, Krista says, we just booked a trip to Scotland. Oh, to Scotland. I'm so jelly. And I have now understood the weather. Lots of suitcases, but my husband won't be wearing any shirtless wool vests or anything shirtless. I don't even know if Hype Man husband Chell, he never wears shirtless or like not shirtless, but he never takes his shirt off. He's a never nude. What wasn't that from Arrested Development? I'm a never nude. Was it Tobias who was a never nude? I think so. Feel free to correct me. But Hype Man husband Chell doesn't really have any cutoff shirts. I think he wore them when he trained for like a marathon. And then we did a sketch of me singing a song called Damn I'm a Ma'am. And I had him and our friend Tim as my backup dancers. They were wearing sleeveless shirts, but I don't even think Hype Man husband Chell has any sleeveless shirts right now. I should get him some. He could even out his tan because he always has that little t-shirt farmer's tan. But okay, so yes, so you guys remember. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Oh, a curious mind seeker says my birthday was the 1st. Also, Team Aquarius, happy belated to you. Yes, I will roast it. Auto remind me tomorrow. Just seriously, be like, Joleen, you said you're gonna do this. He doesn't have any sleeveless scrubs. I would think that was so weird if I saw Hype Man Husband Jellaren leaving for work in sleeveless scrubs. No, that would be so weird. Yes, and Nana, we need a Nana night. She's maybe she can later this week. We'll get her because she is enjoying a little trip with Papa right now. So but yes, we need Nana. She's busy. She's busy. She'll tell you all about it when we get a night pants with Nana soon. I'd switch nurses too, because I'd be like, oh my God, you're gonna drip. What if you drip sweat on me? What was that from? I feel like that was from a show where someone was shirtless and dripping sweat. There was a comedian once upon a time, and she did the no shavy the pits, which I was like, get it, girl, do it. If I could get through the itchy phase of it growing out your armpit hair, I'm sick of shaving too. But then she would wear sleeveless things, and then there'd be sweat in there. And she sometimes did. I think she might have dripped on my husband before, if I remember correctly. I'll have to ask him. But yeah. So that's why you need a little fabric there, a little separation from drippy. It's because a lot of the sweat can get in the hair. Not to gross anyone out. I'll do it reality TV, CJ. I'll do it tomorrow. We'll roast on tomorrow's No Offense, All Offense. Part of it will be roasting the God 101 episode with Vince, because we haven't heard from Vince. I kind of forgot about Vince, Big Brother Vince. And for those of you who are like, I don't know who that guy is, he's just a big whiny crybaby.
I don't have any votes now.
He's this guy. I don't have any votes now. He kind of went into hiding after his season where he was clearly cheating on his girlfriend with another player. And yeah. He has a mustache. They call him Vinny the Lip, I think. Oh my gosh. Lucy says it's when he said he would sleep during downtime because his social battery needed recharging. He said that during the interview. How could I have to forget?
I don't have any votes now.
How could you forget I still have nightmares? I have to. I can only hold so many horrible things in my mind before I go completely cuckoo. Cuckoo. Yes, that's a good way to put it, Andy School. Just tuning in. Furry pit drips. There's little furry pit drips. Just a little bit. So at least it looks like we're going to get, hopefully they don't edit it out, but we're going to get an entertaining Traitors reunion. So that's something to look forward to. And we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure Natalie is going to get, she's going to get schmurdered. And then, we don't have that many people left. And all the faithfuls left. Will they be able to suss out Rob? They might, probably Eric, because Kristen's already on to him. So Eric might just be a one episode and done traitor, which would be crazy. But there we go. Yes, Earthly, juicy, the reunion, not the pits. Well done. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. So that does it for me. Thank you so much as we got caught up on this recent episode of The Traitors. And then we also got to talk about some other things around the world of toxic dudes and also reality TV, both of which I love roasting so very much. So don't forget to smash that like on your way out. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Leave a comment after the video post. Just spout off. Go off in the comment section. Thank you, Tisme, Krista, getting in a last minute super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Venmos as well. I appreciate that. And I'll be back tomorrow for No Offense, All Offense, where we'll have lots of different things to talk about. And if I'm bored later, maybe tonight, if I'm not able to fall asleep, I could do a special late night live. So make sure that your notifications are on just in case I happen to throw in an impromptu late night live. But until next time, you guys, always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.